If you take some spirulina and then you go for a run, you will have the best run ever. It will be faster, less effort, and you won't even notice it. I promise you. Or if you're lifting weights, you will end up lifting more and you won't even notice it. On the other hand, if you have it before you're driving or you're doing something with a lot of focus, your focus will be better because your body determines how it's going to use that ATP. So if you take it, some people say it actually helps them sleep because it will move the ATP to wherever the need is at the moment. It's steady. The difference I make is that like stimulants are like throwing paper on a fire and you get this burst of flame. Algae is like putting a log on the fire. Steady. And if you didn't do anything when you took the algae, you didn't go run or you didn't do anything dramatic. By the way, I tell people there's no drama with algae. It's steady Eddie. It's just you might not even notice it, but what you will notice is that you're just more alert. You're not fatigued. You're not hungry. It's just in the background. It's just like having a great night's sleep or a walk in the fresh air. No drama because it's just steady and it's occurring at the cellular level. So on that note, I want to give you another reason why the spirulina gives you more energy. Chlorella will not give you energy, and we'll dig into it because it does have amazing health benefits for your gut, for your immune system, but it won't give you energy. So again, spirulina, high protein, high B12s, it converts it quickly, and the things like superoxide dismutase get to the mitochondria, protect it, so the ATP production is more efficient, fewer free radicals damaging your mitochondria. I know I'm moving through this fast, but I want to keep reiterating it so you can start to see it's not smoke and mirrors. It's just biology. It's metabolic health. And if you understand that, then you can understand what your body needs. But here's a really cool thing about spirulina. So it has that, and this is another one of those antioxidants that can get into the mitochondria to stop free radical damage. But here's the coolest thing about this blue pigment called phycocyanin. And I'm going to spell it for you again because I want to encourage you to self-empower yourself. Go on Google, go into PubMed, see that I'm telling you the truth. So it's spelled PHYCOYCININ. And we'll have this in a handout for you as well. So that blue phycocyanin doesn't exist anywhere else in the universe, just in spirulina. But again, remember, it's deactivated by high heat. So it's in ours or frozen spirulina. So what does this blue phycocyanin does? Well, remember I talked about that in the process of generating ATP, there's these 4 stations, sort of like 4 hydro towers, right? Passing, instead of electricity, they're passing electrons along. Well, this blue phycocyanin, there's 2 little molecules, little helper molecules in that 4 stations. Sort of like, it's like, I don't know, it's like having a Tesla and you just floor it and get those molecules moving faster. One is CoQ10, and we'll talk about that because it's motivated by chlorophyll. And we'll talk about that when we talk about chlorella. But the other little helper molecule is called cytochrome C. And think of this little helper molecule maybe as a shuttle train or a shuttle bus. You're at the airport, but you can't get to your station. You can't get to your gate until you get on that shuttle bus, right? So this cytochrome C molecule is sort of like that little shuttle bus that's going to get you to that ATP, that final production. So in healthy cells, the phycocyanin, the blue pigment, speeds up that process. So that's just one of the reasons why you get more energy from spirulina, because this little cytochrome C molecule is sped up by the blue pigment only found in spirulina. Pretty cool.
That's trippy, because methylene blue has a similar mode of action. That's interesting that there's 2 blue. I mean, it's not natural, obviously.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, it gets even trippier. Wait till I tell you what happens next.
That's wild.
Listen to this, okay? This is why I'm just so passionate about one of thousands of reasons. So the phycocyanin speeds up that little cytochrome C molecule, so you get more energy. However, if it's a cancer cell or a senescent cell, so the senescent cell, remember, was the cell that had subdivided 50 times, is now considered a zombie cell, is inflammatory, we need to get rid of it because they cause damage in your cells. So if you have a cancer cell, the blue pigment, phycocyanin, identifies that it's a cancer cell And instead of speeding up that cytochrome C molecule to generate more energy, it ejects it. And that ejected cytochrome C molecule, this is one of the pathways, goes and kills cancer cells and kills the senescent cells. Boom.
That's crazy.
This is why I call algae intelligent food. First, you have to be intelligent to take it, and it knows what to do in your body.
Anyone that's still with us, in this conversation is at least has enough intelligence for that part.
Yeah. But isn't that flippy?
That's so cool.
And here's what's amazing. That's why I wanted you to know how to spell it, because they're using phycocyanin in cancer treatments now, in the chemotherapy. And the way they can determine if the chemotherapy treatment is working is they measure how much cytochrome C molecule is in your blood. Who wants to get chemotherapy? You can get this exact result from active phycocyanin. Now, again, I don't know if the dried phycocyanin is active because they may have used high heat, may have deteriorated the quality, but it's in ours. I know that for sure.
So with the cancer cells, if you're taking phycocyanin via spirulina orally, I'm thinking about just dosage. If I had cancer right now, I'd be like, cool, I'm going to eat a 1/4 pound of spirulina a day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is it bioavailable and digested enough where that phycocyanin is getting into your blood? And so say you had cancer in your toe or something, for example, right? I don't even know if that's possible, but I'm thinking of what's furthest away with the least amount of blood flow.
Right.
How do we know that phycocyanin is going to be carried into the area where those cells are dividing?
Great question. It's like stem cells. It goes where it's needed. This is cellular. This is part of the intelligent food thing. It's not a plant. No cellulose wall. If you chew this stuff, as I do, although I will say it's a very acquired taste, I will, just full disclosure, it's a very earthy, chewy flavor. Most people don't like it, but if you do, rock star.
Doesn't bother me at all.
Because now it gets into your bloodstream like in seconds, because it goes sublingually through your mouth. But even if you swallowed it, it will get into your bloodstream within about 10 minutes. And then it goes directly, because it's so rapidly absorbed, so it never gets damaged in digestion. And we've had customers tell us, like, if you put these in on a dish, because I used to do this over and over again, I put some spirulina in one dish and chlorella in another dish and put some water on it. It really won't dissolve. And so we've had customers going, well, how can it get absorbed? Well, it does. Water is not the same as your blood. If you put a piece of broccoli on a plate and put water on it, that won't get absorbed either, but it does in your stomach. So you have to, know the biological things that are going on. But anyway, so it's rapidly absorbed, and it is a bit like stem cells, which will see where the damage is. And there's a really interesting study. I'll see if I can try to find the source for it. But years ago, they did this test. The trouble with chemotherapy is that, when you take chemotherapy, all cells get killed, not just the cancer. So they did this experiment, and they injected the algae. And I think it was spirulina. I can't remember which one it was. And I don't know whether they gave it intravenously or what, but they injected the algae with the chemotherapy. The patient took the algae. The algae found the cancer, attached itself to it, and delivered the chemotherapy. No other cells got it. When I tell you this is intelligent food, remember I told you algae never dies, it just goes dormant? This stuff is intelligent food. Remember, first life on Earth. Intelligence, right? It's wild. It's absolutely wild. It can detect a cancer cell from a healthy cell, and it knows what to do. It's got the instructions built into it. Oh, cancer cell, boom. Another cool thing it does, this blue phycocyanin, not found in any other food, anywhere in the universe, and not in algae that's been dried with high heat. It has what's called anti-angiogenesis properties. I apologize. I have all these big words, but you can look this one up too. So angiogenesis is the process by which blood vessels are grown. So when you have a cancer, especially a tumor cancer, it hijacks your blood vessels and moves them to feed the cancer. And so there are things that are called anti-angiogenesis that stop that process. And in fact, there's a very fabulous nonprofit organization based in Boston. They invited us to their conference about 7 years ago because I didn't even know about this. The organization is called angiogen.org. But there's lots of science devoted to try to find things that have this property. And the blue phycocyanin in spirulina has this property.